You hear a phrase on finance Twitter that sounds illegal the first time you read it. Buy, borrow, die. And you think, wait, rich people just don't pay taxes? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Some of the wealthiest people on Earth legally avoid paying income tax for years, not by hiding money, not by breaking laws, by using a strategy so simple it feels unfair. So today, we're breaking down how the rich actually avoid taxes and why the system is designed this way. My name is Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about why money works differently for people who already have it. If you're someone who's ever looked at your paycheck and wondered where half of it disappeared, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, because this might change how you see money forever. Now, look, when you work a job, you earn income. Income gets taxed, you get what's left. Simple. But rich people don't live on income. They live on assets. And that difference is everything. Let me show you. Imagine two people. Person A is a doctor making $300,000 a year. Person B owns $10 million in company stock. Person A pays income tax on $300,000 every year. Person B pays almost nothing unless they sell. Because in most tax systems, you only pay tax when you realize gains, meaning when you sell an asset. If you never sell, there's no taxable event. And this is where buy, borrow, die begins. Step 1. Buy. Rich people buy assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, not things that depreciate, things that grow. That $10 million in stock might become $20 million over time. But as long as they don't sell, no income, no tax. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Nick, but how do they pay for their lifestyle? Here's step 2, borrow. Instead of selling assets, they borrow against them. Banks love lending to rich people because their assets are collateral. So if someone owns $20 million in stock, a bank will happily lend them $5 million at low interest. That loan is not income. Loans are not taxed. So now they have millions in cash to live on without selling assets, without creating taxable income. And here's the key. Their assets continue growing while they borrow against them. It's like living off a tree while never cutting it down. Now here's where the math gets interesting. If their portfolio grows at 8% per year, that's $1.6 million in growth on $20 million. If they borrow $1 million to live, the asset growth still outpaces what they took. So their wealth keeps rising even while spending, and still no income tax. Now you might be thinking, okay, but they have to pay back the loan eventually, right? That's step 3, die. When they die, their assets pass to heirs. And in many tax systems, heirs receive something called a step-up in basis, meaning the asset's cost resets to the current market value. So all the unrealized gains that were never taxed disappear for tax purposes. The next generation can sell immediately and pay little to no capital gains tax, so the cycle restarts. Buy assets, borrow against them, die, and reset the tax bill. Buy, borrow, die. Completely legal, completely real. And yes, it sounds like a cheat code. Now, here's the thing. This isn't about loopholes. This is about how the tax code was written. The system taxes income heavily, but it taxes asset growth lightly and only when sold. So people who live on income pay consistently. People who live on assets defer indefinitely. Now here's the psychological part. Most people never see this strategy because they think wealth is about salary, so they chase higher income, which just puts them in higher tax brackets. Rich people chase assets, which put them in a different rule book. Different game, different rules. And once you understand that, money makes more sense. Now, look, I'm not saying you need $20 million to do this. The same principle works on smaller levels. If you own a rental property, you can refinance instead of selling. If you own stocks, you can borrow on margin instead of cashing out. The scale is different, the strategy is the same. And here's the final thought. The wealthy don't avoid taxes by cheating. They avoid taxes by understanding the system better.
And once you see how the game is played, you can stop playing the wrong game. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who still thinks money is only about salary. They need this perspective. And if you want more honest breakdowns of how wealth really works, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.